Making the market easier. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. And I've been making the market easier for folks just like you for over 25 years. Now, I'm going to show you something today to make it easier. Check this out. So, from October, the Qs rallied and the S&P rallied. The Qs about 58%, the S&P about 52%. But now we had that pullback, and half of that rally on the way back up was short covering. The same people who shorted just bought their positions back so they could cash out. So it's not a strong rally as everyone wants you to believe. Now, can we break out of that February high? Sure we can, okay? But you got to remember that there's a big player here, okay, which is your IWM. Now, what's IWM? Your IWM is your small mid-cap stocks. They're an important player. Look how they're lagging behind. And if I put a little drop right like this, right here, that's your IWM. Remember, that's your small mid-cap stocks. That's the body and soul of our economy, okay? Look where they are compared to, now watch this, I'll move up. Let's put up the Qs. Over here for you. There we go. Let's put up the Qs. Look where the Qs are compared to IWM. Look where the Qs are compared to the spiders. You see how they're lagging behind? Now, here's the other big problem for the market. Now, I'm not saying we can't break out through that February high, okay, that February 19th high, but stop listening to all the noise, the job numbers, your inflation numbers. Those are all rigged. Here's what you got to look at, is that IWM where it is, and then the bond market. Now, the bond market is important because the bond market tells you what the interest rates are going to be. And the interest rates that we're seeing now, I mean, it's terrible. We're seeing auto loans. We're seeing all the different delinquencies. Mortgages, can you believe mortgages? We got all kinds of delinquencies on mortgages. So we got all these delinquencies going on, almost as bad as 2009. In fact, if you looked at Freddie Mac right here, Freddie Mac itself is worse than we were back here in 2009. So the important thing is don't listen to the noise. Watch your bond market. As these bond yields keep going higher and higher, yes, they can force this market up. The S&P, no question about it. They can force it up through, but they're not going to be able to sustain it. That's the problem. They're not going to be able to sustain it because one is they need the banks to give us the confidence. Look at this. You need the banks like JP Morgan to break out. You need the banks like Citigroup to break out. You need the banks because the banks, remember what they do? They give you the confidence. And without those banks breaking out, and if you just have the tech stocks break out, it's not going to work. It's not going to sustain itself. Here's Bank of America. Okay, you need Bank of America to break out. Okay? And so, again, what's going on in this market right now is everybody's making it sound like it's just, oh, no big deal. We're going to just go on, break out through that February 19th high. We're just going to keep running like, we just had this little bit of interference. No, we have big interference because I'm telling you, when you start increasing these tariffs from 3% to now average of 18%, that's a killer. So what do? What I'm trying to say to you is this, that yes, we've made money in this whole rally, but you got to prepare yourself for a short. In other words, if this doesn't work out, if the banks don't break out and keep pushing this market higher and we start getting hit with all these tariffs, and then if we get hit with tariffs, we're going to get hit with the labor market going soft, and then you get hit with recession. You've got to know how to sell short. And so, again, everybody is looking at the wrong thing. Watch your IWM and watch your bond market. That's what you watch. I don't care, okay, about the inflation number because they always lie about it anyways. So I hope this will help you, okay? And if you want more information, please, okay, we've been in the trading education program business for over 25 years. We'd love to help you, especially to help you learn how to sell short in case things do go bad, okay? All right, so again, philsgang.com, check us out, and we'll see you on the charts, same time, same place, next Wednesday.